Coach Prime in Colorado is back in the news and not for football reasons. I'm going to talk about some football stuff that they're doing, some positive stuff, but another national piece or national platform goes on, I don't want to say attack mode, but is exposing some of the things and some of the procedures that take place at Colorado under Deion Sanders. Let's talk about it, what it means. And even though I still think Colorado's going to have a really good season, this type of stuff doesn't help. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, The Athletic put out a piece recently kind of detailing from former players of Coach Prime's Colorado tenure, speaking about Coach Prime and what takes place at Colorado. Now, this is just kind of a snapshot of some of the things that have come from this piece, and I actually subscribe to The Athletic, so I've read the piece, and I can, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing; it's a long thing, but go through some of the quotables from this piece. And one of the big ones that came was from a former defensive back at Colorado by the name of Xavier Smith. Xavier Smith put this quote that's in the article, and he says, quote, talking about Deion Sanders. You never even tried to get to know me. He was destroying guys' confidence. This is in, we're going to read that section of what Xavier meant. And Shedeur Sanders, quarterback and Coach Prime's son, tweeted, I don't even remember him, to be honest. Bro had to be very mid at best. Now, this is interesting coming from Shedeur simply because it's not because Shedeur lacks talent or this isn't of his character. This is the type of stuff he does. Like, that's just who he is. It's not saying it's a bad thing. It's just who he is. It's interesting because we just watched the NFL draft say, oh, we didn't take Spencer Rattler in earlier rounds because of something he said in high school or his antics or whatever. Now, Shedeur is a lot more talented than Spencer Rattler, at least production-wise and what he's been able to do. But Spencer Rattler was a 5-star. Spencer Rattler was a Big 12 champion. Spencer Rattler had a lot of good things going for him. And the NFL draft said we pushed him down our boards because of attitude and character type issues. It's not to say that Shedeur has any of those things, but to do this and then to follow it up with a Twitter Spaces, which we'll get to later, it's not the best look. Now, where's this quote even coming from? Well, this quote is actually coming from this piece from The Athletic. Let me scroll back up to the top. This is the piece via The Athletic, written by Max Olson. It says, what happened to Deion Sanders' cast-offs, meaning the players that he sent away. He kicked off the team, essentially. Revisiting a record-setting exodus. And then I don't want to read every single quote because this is a long, long piece. But this is a quote from a player. It says, quote, we knew it was going to happen. We didn't know it was going to happen that soon, meaning we knew we were going to get kicked off the team. We just didn't know when it was going to happen. Now, this happens at a lot of high-level college football and basketball programs. When a new coach comes in, a ton of kids hit the portal. Some of them because they're looking – because they don't want to play for that coach, and then some of them because the coach says their services are no longer needed. That is common practice within college athletics, especially in today's day and age. But with Colorado, it was different because they essentially lost like all 85 scholarship players. Now, granted, it was a 1-11 team. Let's not get it twisted. It was a 1-11 team, and they brought in like 60 new guys, and they improved to 4-8, and now they're kind of doing it all over again. But let me read some more of these quotes, and then I'll give you my thoughts on, what happened, some of the things that are going on. Going through that rough season made us all close, talking about the 1-11 season. Let's see. It says, I don't think about it. He was just being straight up to prove to me that you can play. So this is McCown. He actually didn't have a terrible experience with Coach Prime. But this is some of the quotables when it came to the cameras and everything. This is there was nowhere to hide. Cameras followed the team around constantly. Sanders' Amazon documentary series and his son's well-off media YouTube channel. Quote, it kind of felt like a reality TV show. Well, that's because it was. It wasn't kind of like a reality TV show. It was a reality TV show. Coach Prime, the documentary, season 2, whatever, that took place on Amazon. Your reality TV. It didn't take long for returning Colorado players to figure out the narrative. Quarterback Shedeur Sanders and wide receiver cornerback Travis Hunter and 19 more transfers were brought in spring practice. They were the stars of the show. Also very true. Quote, we felt like it was us versus them instead of all of us together, Sal said. That's the best way I can put it. The new guys were going against the players that had already been there, and it wasn't a good environment to be in. It wasn't a team environment. He goes some more quotables. Let's see. That was a big one. And that's what it was. I mean, it wasn't like this is the start of Xavier Smith. Xavier Smith sit down with Sanders was later Sunday. By then, the redshirt freshman safety knew what to expect. His father encouraged him to hope for the best. He didn't even get a one-on-one with defense coordinator Charles Kelly. Brought Smith and safety OK Salve into the office together. Quote, we sat on the sofa and he's like talking to us, but he's not even looking at us. Smith said, quote, I'm looking Coach Kelly dead in the eyes. And Sanders said he felt like I should hit the portal. He didn't want me to waste the year thinking I could learn a spot. Once again, this is the harsh realities of new age college football with the portal. That's not uncommon to Deion Sanders telling folks to hit the portal. That happens everywhere. Quote, I was actually getting mad, like tears coming down my eyes, because, bro, you never even tried to get to know me. Smith wasn't shocked he was cut, given the injury history. He had broke his right leg during his senior year in high school and again in the spring while rehabbing. He played in just one game in 2022, but missed the rest of the season with a hamstring injury. Smith assumed Sanders would dump the old players and embrace the new talent he inherited. During the team meeting, he told himself, he's not talking about me. I ain't leaving. Well, buddy, he was talking about you. Let's see. And this is more quotes from Smith. Quote, he was destroying guys' confidence and belief in themselves, Smith said. The way he did it, it could have been done with a little more compassion. Now, that is the only part that he probably has some truth to. But once again, this isn't just a Colorado thing. Now, my thing isn't so much to try to get at Deion or whatever about the way this is handled, because like I said, this happens across the country, especially when new coaches come into bad teams. No matter what Smith and McCown say, they were a 1-11 football team. Changes had to be made. They had to be made. And if that means your spot has to go to someone else to go from 1 win to 4 wins, then damn it, so be it. That just has to happen. What I don't like, the only thing that I don't like from the Colorado side of things, because I think this is just sour grapes a little bit on those guys' part. I mean, it just is what it is. What I don't like is Colorado, Shedeur Sanders, Coach Prime. When you make it all about you, don't be mad when it's all about you and some of it's negative. You can't be mad about it. Like you can't. Like you have to be the professional in this stakes. Like if LeBron James responded to every single thing that is said about him or Steph Curry or whoever, them people would go crazy. Them people, there's literally professional haters to LeBron James, folks that have made their career on hating on LeBron James. But when Shedeur does this isn't smart. Now, they didn't say too much of nothing. I kind of skimmed through it because it was a lot of dead air. But to make a whole spaces talking about this Xavier Smith kid, like that's stupid. That's dumb. Leave that alone. Leave that alone, because what he said really wasn't nothing. He didn't say nothing. Now, yeah, are you getting painted in a bad light? Sure, a little bit, but it ain't no more than normal. The Athletic just has a big platform, but it's no more than normal. It's no more than when you go out there with all the cameras, glitz and glam, and go 4-8. You got talked about a lot worse during the season than whatever the hell this is bringing on. So leave this alone. Xavier Smith and some of these guys aren't worth responding to, because once again, this is common practice across the country. This isn't something that's uniquely to Colorado. Now, the cameras are. Let's not get it twisted. All the cameras are. Netflix series and all that, or Amazon series, all that stuff, that is unique to them. But that's the way their coach wants it. The YouTube channels, everybody and their mama having a YouTube channel, yeah, that is unique to them. But the whole getting talked about, that's just going to come because that is what you invited. You've invited that environment, that atmosphere, that energy into your building. And the thing, I still think Colorado is going to have a good season. I've been on record saying they could go between 10 and 12 wins. I've said this since last year, since they were moving to the Big 12. I said 10 and 12 wins was always on the board. It's a lot of noise, man. And when there's all this noise, all this chatter, all this stuff, typically doesn't end well. Typically. I'm not saying that it can't, because once again, I'm on record saying I think they'll win between 10 and 12 games. But all this chatter, man, it's too noisy. It is too noisy. Leave it alone. Go play football. Go win football games. You're garnering good recruits. Don't give this, because once you give this stuff attention, then it gives the article more eyeballs. It gives it more stuff to talk about. Like Colorado, the folks in Colorado, whether Shedeur, Neely, they still need to just be quiet sometimes. Like, you just learn to be quiet. Everything about you isn't going to be positive because you bring it upon yourself for some of the negative stuff. You bring the negative stuff upon yourself. Talking bad about kids as they walk out the door, saying he's mid at best, all that stuff, that's corny. Leave it alone. Neely was extra corny, but at least Shedeur's a kid. He's on the team. But you're giving stuff attention that you shouldn't. You're wasting your energy towards this stuff. And I don't think that's smart. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, but I also understand he's trying to defend his pops. I get it. My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe to the notification bell as I upload all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.